Daryl, you must be proud of the lads after that. I mean, you look at the score 10-0, but there's a lot more that goes into that game than the scoreline, isn't there?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I just spoke to the players now. I just said, look, if we keep turning up with that kind of defensive resolve, then we're not going to be far away. Obviously, losing Jake Truman this morning was a pretty tough thing to happen to the team. So then we've got to restructure completely, put Paul Machine into the left half, and Adam Milner from the bench, which he makes our bench rotation a little bit awkward. I don't think we've got any luck in the game. I thought we got some tough calls against us, but ultimately, it was a real tough game that we were in right till the end, really. Whilst it's disappointing to lose a game, I think we've been set up actually. We get Catalan after they've played a game, and then this week's been a bit of a schmozzle with Hull, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we end up playing St Helens, so it's been an interesting couple of weeks, really. Lost a player on the morning of each game, and we've got a few injuries at the moment, so we're not having much luck. But I think once that luck turns, I think we've got the potential of being a grand final winning team. And we've played St Helens twice this year, and they know they've been in a game on both occasions. So we just got to find that consistency about us.
What's the problem with Jake? Is it injury or illness?
He's got back. He jumped for a ball yesterday and jarred his back. So hopefully he's going to be okay. He was in a bit of pain this morning when he came into the club. So yeah, it's injury.
Got to ask, because the incident happened early on. Has Liam Watts said anything after what happened early on with Tommy Makinson?
I think it'll be looked at obviously and see what happens. But it looked a bit awkward.
Yeah, definitely looked awkward. So, but Liam's not actually made any complaints or anything afterwards.
Well, I think it was placed on report, wasn't it? He hasn't complained about it. I saw Tommy Makinson apologise to him, which you would do. It's not a great thing to do, so we'll see what happens during the week.
Thank you, Daryl. I'll pass you over to someone else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Daryl, I was just going to ask you on the Millington sin binning, do you think that was harsh, and did that take a bit of energy out of your tank in that kind of game?
Well, that's not a sin binning. It's just not a sin binning. I understand shoulder charges, but I think it's not right to have a blanket sin bin on something like that. That is not a sin binning, and that obviously we conceded points during that period, and it takes energy out of the players. I just think it spoils the game when it's you've got to be able to use your brains on something that's a sin binning. I mean, Danny Richardson got put on his backside every single time he kicked the ball. Now, I reckon at least one or two of them are going to be penalties, but and that's what I'm saying. It was just a little bit unbalanced today, and some of the calls is pretty heavily.
Cheers, Daryl. That's good for me. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Daryl, can I just ask you as well? Like obviously, you had the likes of Ollie Holmes putting in a huge defensive effort. What do you think could be some of the long-term implications of things like this? Because obviously, the debates coming in all the time. I'm about injuries and things like that in this new format. I just want to get your thoughts on it.
Well, look, I don't think it's going to be a big problem at the moment, but I was an advocate for not bringing it in this season, as a lot of the coaches were, because we're going to go into October and November, and there's going to be 3 games a week at times. Well, if you're making 60, and I think we could get up to 70 tackles in a game for players, then that's going to be a significant issue moving forward. But at the moment, it's not going to be too bad because we've only got 1 game a week. So yeah, I think like I say, most of the coaches were against that, but it's here now and we have to deal with it. So yeah, just get on with it. And that was a huge effort from all Holmes. I mean, 59 tackles. It's something that just make reference to James Roby, his 500th game today. Just what a warrior he's been. That's been something that he's done on a regular basis. So yeah, like I say, coaches were against it, but it wasn't listened to at this time.
All right, cheers, Daryl.
Cheers, thank you.
Daryl, one from me. Gareth O'Brien, how do you think he did on his debut?
Yeah, I thought he did really well. Obviously, he's only had 2 training sessions with us, and then we lose one of our halves on the morning as well, so that made it really difficult. So he's been working in combinations with the halves, and then one of them goes. So look, I just thought it was great, to come, and he's been out for 4.5 months from a training environment, and then he slots in and played like he did. I think he'll get better, obviously, picking up the way that we want to play. But I thought it was awesome to say he's only had 2 sessions with us.
Last call for questions, anyone?
Daryl, you've got an unexpected week off next week, thanks to Hull obviously having to postpone that Challenge Cup tie. I guess that's another thing which is going to impact you further down the line. It's another fixture to fit in.
Yeah, well, there needs to be some real smart thinking done about this one, So I mean, I know it's not Hull's fault by any stretch. Well, we don't think it is, but we can't be hampered, starting to put us with short turnarounds because of this. We've got a big stretch here where we're not playing now, and like I say, there needs to be some smart thinking put in there. I think there's potential to put us under a lot of pressure down the track, and I think we've been like I said, I think we've been set up a little bit first 2 weeks, and I won't want that to happen again. I want to get us a straight run of fixtures where we know what we're doing if at all possible. Although I recognise that it's been pretty tough. I think we previewed for 3 teams this week, so it's certainly been an interesting week.